Hey there, it's Stacy from Proven Winners ColorChoice Shrubs, and I am here in front of these beautiful quick Fire Fab panicle hydrangeas. This is a plant that has not really gotten the coverage that it deserves, and I'm really excited to be here because, as you can tell, these are looking fabulous. Now, a little background. So, the first quickfire was a plant that we introduced quite a while ago. It came from a plantsman named Mark Bulk in the Netherlands, and it was the earliest flowering panicle hydrangea. But it was a lace cap, and a lot of people prefer mop heads or big full flowers compared to the more lacy flowers. So quickfire kind of dominated the market because of its early bloom time. So then we introduced little quickfire, and that was about 3 to 5 feet compared to the 6 to 8 feet of the original quickfire. And it still had the same lace cap blooms, early bloom time, and beautiful red color. Then along comes quickfire Fab, and this is a mop head version of quickfire. So it's early to bloom, early to develop color, but it has these big, full mop head flowers. Now, as you look closely at the blooms, you're going to notice another really neat thing about this plant, and that is that the little florets make a very distinctive X shape compared to a lot of other panicle hydrangeas where they just look like a little flower that you draw. So overall, it gives it a super distinctive look. Now, like other panicle hydrangeas, very, very easy to grow. Hardy down to USDA Zone 3, heat tolerant to USDA Zone 8. This one is also going to be about 6 to 8 feet tall. Full sun to part shade. So full sun if you live in a cold climate and or can give it water and mulch. Part sun is just fine. You can see that these are in some deep shade right now under this oak tree. And that's one of the reasons why these have not colored up as early as some of the ones we're going to look at in a few minutes that do have color. So if you are in the South, this is a plant that will grow for you, but very often because it does bloom earlier, it's not the best choice if the pink color is really important to you, because that earlier bloom means that the time when the color would develop, it's still really, really hot in your climate. If you're in a hot climate and you're looking for something that will get a lot of good color, I would look for something that's going to bloom later, more like Limelight Prime or Pinky Winky Prime. So a couple of other things about this plant. It makes a great cut flower. It makes a great flowering hedge as well as a specimen. It's just a really fabulous, that's why we call it Quickfire Fab, addition to your hydrangea collection. Now, before we close out this video, I do want to show you just a couple more Quickfire Fab hydrangeas that we have around the office and gardens. So here we are in a different part of the trial garden, and these Quickfire Fab hydrangeas are in full sun. So they get sun at least 8 hours of the day, full bright sun here in Michigan. And as you can see, the color on these plants has developed a lot more than the ones that we were just looking at under the shade of the oak tree. But this is about what you can expect for the color of Quickfire Fab. It's going to start to develop these nice, luscious pink colors down at the base. And then as the bloom continues to age, that pink starts to shade. And so by like September or so, this whole bloom will be a nice dark pink. Quickfire Fab makes a great flowering hedge if you're looking for something like that. This plant will reach 6 to 8 feet tall, and so it provides a lot of good coverage. This planting is still a little bit young. It normally is going to take at least 5 years, at least in a cooler climate like ours, for them to actually start to reach that maximum height. Another thing you'll notice about this hedge is that as we move towards this silver maple, the plants get smaller and they have fewer flowers and they have less color. And again, this goes back to what I was showing you in the previous location of Quickfire Fab. The more shade the plant gets, at least here in Michigan and other cool climates, the smaller it's going to be, the fewer flowers you're going to see, and the less vivid the color is. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's perfectly fine. The plant is still healthy, but you just need to know what to expect if you are planting it in more shade. And particularly if you're planting next to a silver maple, which are notorious for hogging water and providing heavy root competition, you're just going to end up with smaller plants than you would if they were growing under optimum conditions. Okay, so to end this video, we wanted to show you this planting. This is Quickfire Fab planted right here between our parking lot and a very busy country road. And you can see how absolutely incredible this plant still looks. It is in full sun. This plant does not get any shade all day long. It is on drip irrigation, so that's an important thing to know, that it is getting regular water, which is one of the reasons it can stand those difficult conditions. It's also mulched with a good 2 to 3 inch layer of shredded bark mulch. But you can see this plant is none the worse for the wear, even dealing with these really difficult, hot, sunny conditions. And that's also why this planting has much brighter color than the ones that we just saw in our trial garden. But those are going to get here eventually. They're just a little bit behind because they're not getting quite as much sun and quite as much heat. So all in all, you can tell the Quick Fire Fab is not only a beautiful plant, it's also a very durable and very tough hydrangea that's super easy to grow. Actually, I'm surprised it's not stopping traffic. These people must have to just drive it by it every day and they're tired of seeing it. So if you want to stop traffic or just have something fabulous and wonderful to look at in your own yard, I really don't think you can do much better than Quick Fire Fab hydrangea. If you live in a cooler climate, say USDA Zone 3 to USDA Zone 6, there's still time, even this summer, to plant Quick Fire Fab hydrangea, and it's almost certainly in stock at your local garden center. If you live in a hotter climate, you're probably going to want to wait till fall to plant Quick Fire Fab hydrangea or put it on your spring planting list. Either way, make sure you get this incredible, beautiful plant in your garden. Thanks so much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos on hydrangeas and all other parts of gardening. Thanks.